This is Cynthia Sue Larson with RealityShifters.com, and today I'm talking with you about reality shifting as a spiritual practice. Now, you might think that when you want to quantum jump or reality shift, you know what you want, and it's just a matter of following some steps, perhaps something like a recipe. And I do get a lot of emails from people asking me exactly that. How do I shift my reality in a very clear, precise fashion following certain steps? That would be a different thing than what I'm actually doing, because I am following reality shifting and quantum jumping as a spiritual practice rather than as a magical practice. If you want to follow a story about this to get an idea of what I mean by that, let's take a look at the story of King Midas. Now, this is a mythical story about a king who wished to become very wealthy, so he made a wish that anything he touched could become gold. And it started off just fine. He'd touch something, it became gold, he got richer, wealthier, so forth. Things started to go a little awry when he wanted to touch his wife and his children, but he found that if he did that, they would turn to gold, which was a price beyond what he had factored in. In my way of thinking, this is going to probably happen pretty much any time you follow a recipe approach to reality shifting. But if you'd like to do that sort of thing, and if you have more of the left brain rational approach, there's a great book called Real Magic by Dr. Dean Radin from Institute of Noetic Sciences, and that's something I would really recommend because he goes into some amazing scientific background to show that magic has a very real practical methodology to it. You can have mental influence of the physical world. He breaks it down in terms of three basic branches of magic, including force of will, divination, and theurgy. So that would be one way to do it. My approach is a little different. So like I said, I go more into the spiritual side, as I describe in my book, Reality Shifts, when consciousness changes the physical world. And this would be more in keeping with any kind of spiritual practice, especially mystics. And a book that I recommend besides one of my own that I think is fantastic, that gives you a framework for this, is Carolyn Miller's excellent book, and it's called Creating Miracles. And she outlines an approach that I think is excellent toward anytime you wish to reality shift or make a quantum jump. You can follow 3 steps, but they're not steps in that left brain approach. They're more the right brain side of things, which is to feel love, to expect a positive outcome, and to turn inward. So it's a very yin, feminine, receptive approach, as opposed to more of the external, I just want to do something, tell me what to do, magical approach. And you'll find when you read my book, Reality Shifts, I do describe the internal processes that I recommend addressing, lining yourself up so that you're not just driving your life forward through the thoughts in your head where you think you know what you want, and you might end up regretting some situations that could easily come true if you really are that energized, so anything you think becomes real. It's also important to bring in your genuine desires from your heart and what you actually need from your subconscious, because the subconscious actually ends up running the whole show. So keep asking my favorite question to keep steering your life back on track, whichever approach you're using, and that is keep asking, how good can it get? Desire to know it, love to know how good it can get, and need to know how good it can get, and you will. So until next time, this is Cynthia Sue Larson with RealityShifters.com. Thanks so much.